Mhm.
Welcome everybody. Welcome guys. Welcome guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are we doing today? Welcome guys. Welcome guys. Welcome guys. You need to do me a favor by sharing, and I need you guys to power tap. And like I always say, please, please, you don't have to give me gifts. All I need from you is just the power tap. Can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, please let me know you can hear me. Because I'm using a microphone today. If you can hear me, please let me know. So I'll be able to know you can hear me. Please, power tap, power tap. Yes, thank you very much, Ronke. Thank you, Adepe Ju. Thank you for that. Now, you can go ahead and power tap. Let's get the love all the way to 10,000. If it's possible, let's get it all the way to 10,000. Put your hand on that glass and just gently tap it. Thank you, Mr. Paul. Really appreciate that. Put your hand on the glass and gently tap it. And you can go ahead and just share the video also. That's all I need from you today. You don't have to give me gifts. I'm not here for gifts. I'm here to educate somebody. I'm here to teach. All right? So you don't have to give me a gift. What I want is just power tap and share. Power tap and share. That will be good enough for me. All right? So the topic we're going to be discussing today is marriage is not important. It's not important. It's not compulsory. It's not compulsory. You don't have to be married. I know this is not going to go right with a lot of Nigerian ladies out there. It's not going to go right with us. Kò di dandan, kò di dandan kí o ṣègbéyàwó, kò di dandan kó fẹ́ ọkọ àbí kó fẹ́ ìyàwó, kò kí n ṣe dandan. Yeah, I believe that Yoruba will actually do justice to this. Dandan, dandan is, it's deep. Kò di dandan. And if you want to be engaged and you want to get married, there's no problem with that either. Don't. I'm not saying don't be married. I'm not saying don't go into a relationship. I'm just letting you know that it's not compulsory. And marriage is not a do or die at the same time. We need to change this mindset. We need to change it. We put people under unnecessary pressure. We put people under unnecessary pressure. A lot of ladies are just running. I know some of you must have visited prophets. Some of you guys, you must have been visiting prophets. You're going from one prophet, one mountain to the other mountain, all over the place. Just trying to see what is God doing. When will be the right time? When will be the time for me to find? When am I going to get married? And I know some of you guys, you're dreaming of your wedding days right now. You're dreaming of it. You're already planning what you're going to do, the kind of dance you're going to display, the kind of outfit you're going to wear. You're already planning the kind of wedding gowns, wedding shoes you're going to have. You're even thinking about the photographer that will take you, and you're already thinking, I'm going to flood the internet with my wedding pictures. It's a good dream. It's a very, very good dream for you. And some of you who are divorced also, you're thinking about your second marriage and you're thinking about the same thing. I will show them. I'll show them. I'll show them. Show them that I'm actually good enough for somebody else. I want to show them because I want to let them know that I'm not too old, to be married again. I want to show them all this. Marriage is not an achievement. if I may say that, if you guys would agree with me, marriage is not an achievement. T. Ola, how are you? Welcome. It's not. We always find ourselves in a situation whereby we get lonely. We get lonely. And most of the time we believe that once you feel that loneliness, you believe that, I think I need a man. I think I need a woman. I think I need a man. Loneliness will always want you to see that it seems like something is wrong, is missing in your life. You always think something is missing in my life. And I think it's a man. And I think it's a woman that is missing. But no, it's not. I think I've said this like several times on my show. Whenever you feel lonely, it is not because you are ready for marriage. It is not because a man is missing or a woman is missing. It is because you are not good enough for yourself. It is because you are not good enough for yourself. You can be married and still be lonely. Thank you. It's because you are not good enough for yourself. And that's the part you need to go and deal with. You deal with that part of it. Oh, I'm sleeping by myself. I'm eating my own food. I'm watching TV by myself. And then you feel like I need a man or I need a woman to be here. No, it's because you're not good enough for yourself. You need to work on that part of you. You need to work on that part of you. Yeah. See, if you are lonely outside of marriage, you will be lonely in marriage. If you are lonely outside of marriage, you will still be lonely in marriage. And to be truthful to you, the loneliness will increase. The loneliness will increase by the time you get married, and then you will get frustrated. You will be. And then in your heart, you'll be thinking, I think I got married to the wrong person. In your heart, you feel, I think I got married to the wrong person. This person is not making me happy. And for fact, the guy, his responsibility is not to make you happy. That's not his role. That's not his role in your life. That's not his role. When you're asking someone love me, someone love me, someone love me, it's because you don't have the ability to love yourself. You don't have it. And if you don't have it, then you are going to be expecting someone else to make you happy, whereas happiness comes from within. It's from within the happiness will come from. And you see the issue is, it's difficult for people to believe this because we have been indoctrinated. Because we have been indoctrinated that we feel that once you're feeling this unhappiness and sadness within you, it's a spiritual attack. It's a spiritual attack. That's what we always feel. All right? And then we now start going all around doing deliverance everywhere. And whereas it's not a spiritual attack, you are not just good enough for yourself. You need to find what is good for you, what you're connected to, things you could do, the kind of business you love to do, and then your passion. And one thing about passion is this. I recently stumbled on a book and I started reading it. Doctor, please, I would love to consult you. You need to send me a DM and I'll give you my WhatsApp number so you can reach out to me. And I charge you. It's not free. I always want to put that out there. So I recently stumbled on a book right now that I'm reading about passion. Whenever we talk about passion, connect to your passion. Your passion is going to take you to where you want to go to. Now, I want you to remember one thing. It's possible for your passion to change. And then, because we change every day, what gave you joy yesterday may not give you joy today. What gave you the goosebumps yesterday? It's possible for you not to give you goosebumps today. You remember the first day you met your husband, that was a butterfly. I don't know what it is, but people always say, I felt a butterfly. You remember that the first time you met the guy, the first time you met the girl, there was kind of like a butterfly, but where is the butterfly now? The butterfly disappeared or the butterfly flew away. All right. So it's because you change. You change. We change every day. We change every week. We change every year. What made you happy yesterday may not make you happy today. So you need to understand that you have to revisit your passion, you renew your passion, okay, and gradually just develop and grow with it. You know, and grow with it. And it's possible for your passion to die. Okay, your passion. You know, some people, they have passion to do a movie before they got married. And that was what was giving them peace. That was what was giving them happiness and joy, and they were doing it and stuff, da 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 da. And then the moment they got married, Miss Money, how are you? The moment they got married, the husband is like, I don't want my wife's bum bum on TV. I don't want my wife's breast on TV. I don't want anybody touching you. And so you need to kill that one. So you have to kill that passion for movie. Now you have to connect with something else, you rediscover yourself to find a different thing that you could connect yourself with that will actually maintain, sustain that joy within you. Your husband, your wife is not designed to make you happy or to create joy for you. They are only there to enhance whatever you already have in you. Okay? So you are not enough for yourself. That's why you're not happy. That's why you're sad. That's why you're depressed. And that is where you're lonely. And loneliness is not a sign that I'm ready for a relationship. The loneliness is not a sign that I want to be married now. You're only looking for a blocker. At the time that you're lonely and you feel like I need a man, you're just looking for a blocker. You want something to block your sadness. You want something to block your loneliness. And it's not possible for a man or a woman to block your loneliness because they're going to come in and increase it. You're going to go deeper into loneliness once you engage. Thank you very much, Ms. Money. Once you engage, you're going to go deeper. You're going to go deeper into that loneliness. Like the other sister said, you can be married and still be lonely. So before you go into anything, before you go and then jump into a relationship, ask yourself, is it compulsory? Is this important for me to do? Am I really enjoying myself as a single person? Am I having peace? I counseled a guy this morning, and this guy was like, I need a wife. I said, is this your second marriage or your first marriage? It was like, my second marriage. I said, why are you in a rush? Why are you in a rush? I need you to tell me why you're in a rush. Is it that you're lonely? Is it that you want sex? Or you want someone to give you money? Someone to pay bills with you? What do you want? And at the time, I must leave them alone to think, to be able to give me the right answers. All right? Because so many people just feel I need a wife because they want sex. And you don't have to be married to have sex. Okay? And some people want to go into marriage because they feel like, oh, I need someone to talk to. You don't have to be married to have a companion. And some people are like, I want to get married just because the salary is not enough. And they're looking for someone to actually be ATM. Okay? And stuff like that. Why not get a better job? Why not go back to school and study something else and get a better job? You will be able to pay your bills by yourself or probably take a second job. You will have enough money to pay your bills. So you don't have to. You don't have to be married to have all that. You don't have to be married to be successful. You don't have to be married to be happy. You don't have to be married to stay good in your life. You don't have to be married to have children. For real. You don't have to be married to have a companion. You don't have to. In the Yoruba community, our culture always wants us to, you got to do things right. Oh, you got to do things right. You see, Kinikon's son, you got married in a legal way. You have to get married in the right way. We have to know this father. We have to know this mother. So they put a lot of all these things together, and at the end of the day, the pressure is just too much. And whereas it's not everybody that is designed to be married. It's not everybody that must be married. And somebody's asking, does this also apply to Christians? All right. Now, it is the definition of Christianity that they preach to us in Africa that is messing things up for Christians. And it's because of the lack of understanding of the scriptures. That is why we're stuck where we are now. All right. We want to act like angels when we are not. All right. We want to act holy when we are not. And we carry the image that we are not supposed to carry, the interpretation of the Bible that we're not supposed to have. That's what we have. Okay, in our hands. Recently, we were just talking about tithing. And that's when the eyes of people are opening. A lot of you Christians in Nigeria say, tithing, and you're paying tithe and paying tithe and paying tithe, whereas you're not supposed to pay tithe. It's not 10%. The tithe God wants you to pay is 100% of you. 100% of you. 100%. You have to account for every penny that comes your way. But to God, you can't support the work of God by actually putting your church support in the basket. And that's how you support the church. All right? But because the pastors have been preaching 10% and they've been collecting a lot of money, they continue to teach it and teach it and teach it. When you go back to the Bible and read it, you will find out that the disciples actually encourage the people to sell all they have and bring the money to the feet of the apostles for use, because at the time all of them always gather to eat and all kinds of stuff. That's what they were using the money for, to feed the less privileged, to feed the motherless, to feed the widows and the widowers in the house. Okay? And when he was talking about Malachi, he was talking like, bring your tithe to the house. He was talking to the teachers, not to the church members. When you read it very well, you'll find out that he even said when you want to pay your tithe, to buy drinks with your money and bring it to the house of God and drink those things there, eat the food there, and that's how you do your tithe. But that's in Judaism. A majority of you always forget that there is Judaism in the Bible and there is Christianity in the Bible. All of those things that you're talking about there is not applicable to Christians. Everything that has to do with tithing and all the laws and 10 commandments and all that stuff is not for Christians. All of that is for people in Judaism. And Judaism is the religion of the Jewish people. Jesus Christ was the one that gave birth to Christianity. And he gave us a life. And when he was demonstrating it, he actually spoke about a man who was attacked by robbers. And he said, somebody got there and walked away. Somebody got there and walked away. But one guy got there, the good Samaritan got there, and he stayed. And he picked him up and took him to the inn, and he paid. And said, take care of this person. And when I'm coming back, whatever it is that I need to add, I will definitely add to it. And then he asked them, who is his brother? Every one of them looked up to each other and said, well, the first guy is a Levite. The second guy is a Jewish man. The third one is actually a good Samaritan. The Samaritan person that people don't even appreciate. And they all picked the right answer. They said the one that helped him. All right? So, and Jesus Christ said, go and do likewise too. So, he is telling you the format of the Christianity is that you need to help your brothers. You be your brother's keeper, you support your brother. That was why when they asked him, how many commandments do you have in Christianity? He said, not 10, not 9, not 8, not 5. They said, how many? He said, 2. And he said, which one? He said, love God and love your fellow brothers. And your fellow brothers, they are not Christians. He's not saying love Christians. He's saying your fellow brothers. So if you look at the teaching, we have been fed with rubbish from the beginning. And then when it now comes to the issue of, relationship, a lot of pastors don't understand. A lot of pastors don't understand what marriage is all about. And they always want to dwell on Malachi chapter 2 verse 16 that says, God hates divorce. And then they only underline that just one line. And that's what they preach. But when you read it all the way to the bottom, you will see there where the Bible says, God hates divorce. To divorce your wife is actually to be wicked on her. And he said, men, do not cheat. So what is he saying? Because the word of God is line by line. What is he saying over there is that if you cheat, there's a different level to this. So he now took us from Malachi chapter 2 verse 16 all the way to Matthew 19:9. And he now said you could divorce and remarry if there is sexual immorality. Which means there's a grant for divorce in the Bible. You could divorce and remarry if there is sexual immorality and you are not willing to forgive. All right. So there's a grant for divorce right there. Then he took us again to the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 7, where he now was able to tell us it's possible for unbeliever to marry a believer. He said if an unbeliever marries a believer and the unbeliever is a good person and willing to stay with you, he says stay with the person. You don't have to go. The unbeliever is paying bills. The unbeliever is taking care of you, is loving you, caring for you. You don't have to leave. Stay with the person. He said, your children are supposed to be unclean because a marriage between unbeliever and believer is not considered as marriage in the sight of God anyway. He said, but God is now making an exception that if an unbeliever is now good and is paying bills on time, is loving you, caring for you, if you want to be with him, you don't have to let him go. Your children will now be clean because God will look at your own righteousness to cover his own. Your faith will cover his own life, and your children will no longer be unclean. And then he went further, that if you now marry an unbeliever and the unbeliever is willing to go, that is, the unbeliever is a bully, the unbeliever is an abuser, the unbeliever is a cheat, and the unbeliever is doing all kinds of stuff and is willing to go, he said, let him go because you are not bound. Because God doesn't see it as marriage in the first place. He only allowed it to happen. All right? That's not the mind of God for you. He just allowed it to happen, and it has happened because they call it the permissive will of God. And it has happened. And God said, just leave it like that, your children are clean. But if he's willing to go, open the door to him, let him go. We don't see it as marriage in the first place, and you are not bound. You're not bound to that covenant because there's no covenant there. Okay? No covenant there. You see, people will not preach this message to you because this message is not going to bring money into the pocket of the pastors. This message will not bring money. This message will set people free. And that was what Jesus came to do. He came to take us away from the law and he placed us under grace and freedom. But people want to put us under the law so that they continue to milk us. They make you, they make you, they make you. Thou shalt not, thou shalt not. And that's not the mind of God for us. Thou shalt not is in Judaism. The Ten Commandments, every part of the Ten Commandments is about what you must not do. Thou shalt not, and thou shalt not. But when you now come to Christianity, Jesus Christ now said, thou shalt love God and thou shalt love your fellow brothers. It is what you do in Christianity. It is not what you must not do. Okay? In Judaism, thou shalt not comes with a consequence. Thou shalt not do this. If you do this, this will happen to you. Thou shalt not do this. If you do this, this will happen to you. So there is no genuine repentance because people are not stealing, not because they don't want to steal. It's just because there's a consequence. If they catch you, they cut your hands off. So they run away from stealing because they don't want the consequence. Their heart is still connected to stealing. So there's nothing like sinners repenting in that kind of situation. You fall into error, they kill you. And that was what happened to the woman that was caught in the act of adultery. That woman that was caught in the act of adultery, they brought her to Jesus. Because based on the law of Moses, she was supposed to be condemned to death by stoning her. But they wanted to test Jesus. So they brought her to Jesus. They said, Jesus, this woman was found in the act of adultery. Jesus is a sharp man. There's no way a woman could actually engage in the act of adultery without the involvement of a man. All right? But where is the man? You did not bring the man. You only brought the woman. So Jesus Christ wrote on the ground and he said to them, whosoever among you has not committed a sin, let him be the first to stone the rock, to stone the woman. And I was so shocked that every one of them dropped their robes and they walked away, including the Pharisees, the Sadducees, and the Sanhedrin council. Every one of them couldn't stone her because they were all guilty, because they were all sinners. So it's more like sinners judging sinners. And that's what we do in churches today. When you find somebody who slept with somebody in the church, they bring the person out, and then the church will now judge the people. And then they will beat them up and send them out of church. Whereas even the pastor himself is committing sin. Even the leaders and everything, they're committing errors. But we now allow sinners to judge sinners. And that is not right in the sight of God. All right? And they dropped their robes. And Jesus looked at the woman and said, where are your accusers? And she said, they left. He said, even me, myself, I have not judged you. He said, but one thing that you need to do, go and sin no more. That's a second chance that Jesus Christ came to bring for us. So you are not dying in your sin. So you are not being condemned because of your sin. And that's what the book of Romans says. It said, therefore, there shall be no longer condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. When they fall, they rise. When they fall 7 times, God will still install them. But this kind of message is not going to make sense to Nigerians. Nigerians they love it under the law. They just want to be under the law. You just command me, let me do it. Punish me when I sin. And then that's how money is coming into the church. That's how money is coming into the pocket of the pastors. That's how they collect money. Then going forward from here. So when you look at the issue of marriage or no marriage or whatsoever, a lot of times people believe that, oh my God, if I go into companionship and then we are engaged in sex, that's going to be adultery or fornication, and it's a sin against God. I want to tell you, please listen to me. And you can go to Google and confirm anything I'm telling you here. And don't be dumb. Don't be a dumb person that just take words like that and swallow it, like you've been doing for all your pastors that are teaching you rubbish. Now, marriage is not solidified and is not established in front of the altar of the church. You can never see any account of anybody going to the altar to get married. God did not say, this is how you get married. There's no template of this is how you get married. All right? Traditional wedding is not even biblical. It's only stories of it happening in the Bible that we read. There's no place in the Bible where God said, this is how you do your traditional wedding. None. The wedding of the Cana of Galilee, Jesus was invited. He was not the one that organized it. He wasn't the one that organized it. He was only invited to the the traditional wedding of Cana of Galilee. All right? He wasn't the one who coordinated it. He wasn't the one who established it. They've been doing weddings before he was born. All right? They've been getting married before he was born. Okay? So you realize that. So the court marriage is not biblical. The court marriage is more of, let us have a document so that I can fight you if you do nonsense. If you do nonsense, I'll fight you to collect my own part of whatever we are able to build together. That's the reason why we do court marriage, to have a document to fight. And like that, we are already planning for divorce before the marriage. All right? So the white wedding is not biblical too. There's no place in the Bible that the Bible says wear a white robe and let him wear a suit and come to the altar and let the pastor pronounce you husband and wife. There's no place there. The issue there is the tradition of the white people. That's the tradition of the white people. That's how they get married. We have our own too in Africa. It's what we call the Yoruba traditional wedding. That's what we designed. We designed it, and that's what we have been doing ever since, okay, and all that. So it's not biblical. So the marriage itself is not established by the altar or in front of your parents when they are praying for you. That's just a blessing. The marriage itself is established on the matrimonial bed. Anytime you go into a bed and sleep with somebody, you are establishing a covenant, and that is marriage. And if you don't know, when you study the Bible, you will see that if you sleep with a prostitute, the Bible says you and the prostitute, you are one flesh. They record it in heaven that you and that prostitute that you're sleeping with, you are one flesh. Whoever you sleep with. A lot of single ladies here will tell, I'm single. No, you're not. You've been sleeping with somebody. That person you're sleeping with, that's your husband. That's a covenant. It has been recorded in heaven that that's the person that you're with. You are one flesh with that person. You are one flesh with that person. So marriage is established on the matrimonial bed. So if you pick a man, and I want you to be logical here. So if you pick a man and say, this is the man that I want to spend the rest of my life with, but we don't want to get married. We just want to do companionship. We don't want to get married. We just want to do companionship. AK, how you doing, my brother? AK for it. You're welcome. And thank you. I pick a man that this is the man I want to get married to. This is one I want to spend the rest of my life with, sorry. And then it's now end up to become a companionship kind of relationship, You don't need anybody to allow you to do it. You don't need anybody's prayer. You don't need to go to the altar. You don't need to do court marriage. You don't need to do jack. Once Uncle T, how you doing? Once we connect, and then once we like each other, and we feel I can spend the rest of my life with you, based on this companionship kind of relationship, I'm with you. And then once you enter into the bed, that relationship is established, and that woman and that man has been recorded in heaven that that is your husband. That is your husband. That's your husband. Okay? That's your husband. If you don't know, that is your husband. You're coming to Houston. Come to Houston, let's see you, my brother. That is your husband. But they teach us all these things in church, and they mess up our brains. And they lock us under the law, and we're not able to come out. Okay? So, as I was saying, marriage is not compulsory. You don't have to be married to be happy. Because marriage is not designed to make you happy. Marriage is not comedy. No, it's not comedy. Marriage is not a joke. A lot of people don't know these things. They don't. And they don't want to listen. Right now, we have 108 people here. When you go to where they are doing prayers, you see thousands of them there. You see thousands of them there where they're doing prayers. That's where you see them. So, marriage is not designed to make you happy. It's not comedy. It's not a joke. Marriage is a lot. It's a lot. All right? Marriage is not designed to make you successful. You can be successful without marriage. Even though some people can use marriage to become successful. But you can be successful without marriage. You don't have to be married to have children. You can actually have kids. And that's why we have single mothers of 2, single mothers of 1, and they have never been married before. Do you think God hates them? No. The babies are gifts from God. If you really know God very well, you won't be talking rubbish. Children, they are gifts from God. Okay? They don't have to be married to be successful. To be successful. You don't have to. So I was telling this young man, do you really need marriage? He was like, oh. I said, go and think about it. Answer those questions. Why do you want to get married? Why should you be married? Do you have what it takes to be married? Are you sure marriage is for you? Are you mature enough to be married? Do you know what it takes to be married? Do you know? Do you want to get married because of sex? You're going to get tired. I'm telling you, you get tired. The butterfly in your belly will fly away. That butterfly in your belly will fly away. Right? That first butterfly when you saw her, that first butterfly when you look at him, the butterfly you felt in your belly will fly away. It's not going to be there forever. And then you get tired of it. Then you want another one. Like I said, people change. We change all the time. Because our fella no call our fella. What you were dreaming of, God gave it to you. Now you want something different. And every day, your needs, your wants, everything will change based on your age, your position, mindset, everything. So your passion of yesterday may not be your passion for today. Or today. It's not. You know what I'm saying? So your life is changing. Somebody saying your message is encouraging people to have children with different men. That's not what it is. That's not what it is. All right? That is not what it is. It's only a dumb person that would think, oh, he's saying people to go and be having kids with. Tell the people the truth. Set people free from all the bondage and stuff you put them into. Do you know how many people are dying because they actually engage in sex and now they got pregnant and they are about to have kids and people say, oh, it's the bad thing to do and they swallow poison and die? Do you know how many people are actually hiding in the homes right now? They couldn't even tell their parent that they have a kid. Do you know how many people already jump up the bridge because they were depressed because of pregnancy? And you're telling me I'm encouraging. It's only a dumb person that will say you are encouraging somebody to do something. You are telling the truth. You are letting them know that there's no problem about it. You actually make that mistake or that was an error that you did. Don't kill yourself because of it. It's nothing. I don't understand we Africans the way we talk about. We want to just lock people up inside prison. Instead of delivering them, you lock them up in prison and make them feel bad. It is the truth. The Bible says you will know the truth and the truth will set you free. Why do you have to lie to people? Why do you have to hide the truth? To people. Tell people the truth. Now, when you see young people, tell a young person, don't touch this fire. You need to explain to the person why not. Or else, that person is going to touch it. And when that person to touch that fire, they're going to get burnt. And after they get burnt, that's not the end of their lives. Now they have been able to learn a lesson. And you need to tell them you don't condemn them because they refuse to listen to you. You don't condemn them. You embrace them. You love on them. Now they've been able to learn something from there. And because you love them, the mistake is not going to happen second time. Now they know who they are. I tell a lot of young ladies, know who you are. Don't let anybody bring one stupid penis to you. All right? Somebody was telling me yesterday, oh, I'm a weak woman. If I see a man and if you touch me like this, I will just melt. I said, are you candle that you are melting? Can't you think in your head that if this man should touch me, something's going to happen? And when something happens, I might get pregnant. And then at the end of the day, even if you didn't get pregnant, you're going to feel robbed. You're going to feel like they stole something from you. You feel robbed. Do you want to carry that kind of feeling of sleeping with people and then they disappear? How do you feel? When they do that, can't you think in your head when they touch you, you'll be melting? Melting for what? Are you a dummy? Are you a dummy? You know what I'm saying? Is it everybody that touches you that you have to melt for? You know what I'm saying? It's just people that some people are just so dumb. Sometimes I don't understand. I'm sorry to say. Some people are just so dumb that they just cannot think. Prevent things from happening. Okay? Protect yourself. Have self-worth. Value yourself. Tell yourself it's not every pennies I have to take. It's not every gift I have to collect. It's not every money I have to collect. It's not every dinner I have to go to. It's not every party I have to go to. It's not every food I must to eat. Can you tell yourself that and tell yourself it's not every friend I must visit? And it's not every phone call that I must pick up. I must pick up. There's some people that will call you, you just ignore their calls. Because you value yourself. Okay, you value yourself. There are so many requests that you don't have to honor. Because you value yourself. And it's about your self-love. It's about respect for yourself. Okay? It's about respect. I'm going to block you. You this guy, I'm going to block you. I don't understand who you think you are. I don't understand who you think you are here. Something must be wrong with your brain somewhere. Something is wrong with your medulla oblongata. You know what I'm saying? So you need to understand it. Yourself. Don't think about another person. Think about yourself. You have to be selfish. Be selfish to yourself. Be selfish to yourself. Do you first. Even the Bible says love others the same way you love yourself. You have not been able to love yourself, but you're loving other people. What kind of brain is that? That's a stupid brain. You first of all love yourself. You have to develop the ability and the capacity to love you. And then you look at yourself in the mirror and like what you're seeing. You must love yourself. You cannot just love others and say, oh, I'm a Christian, I'm loving others. But you don't love yourself, you cry every night. You cry every night. You don't love yourself. Thank you very much, Topper. You cry every night. And that's lack of ability to love yourself. And then you throw yourself all the time on men and they sleep with you and they run away. And at the end of the day, you said you want to love somebody and you're crying, pushing yourself under the bus, sleeping with people that you don't want to sleep with. You cannot have self-control. Self-control is very, very important. Self-control is good. It will deliver you from errors. It will deliver you from mistakes. It will protect your life when it's needed. It is not every woman that you see that walks the street is normal. It is not every man that you see on the street that is normal. They can dress well, they can talk well. Oh, fair one, oh, fair one, oh, yeah. You don't want to enter there. Oh, fair one, I bet you left for anybody to back be or away. Something will tell you on the inside, no, this is not the right one. This is not the way to go. I don't want to mess with this one. And then people say, but how do you know that? It is by their fruit you know. You listen to the words that come out of their mouth, it will tell you, you got to have a boundary. You got to run away from these. You don't want to go here. Okay? No matter how desperate you may be to get married, I'm telling you, it is not every man who approaches you that you must say yes to. No. And another thing, giving someone sex is not enough to make them marry you. Giving him sex, it doesn't matter how good you may be jumping around and be flipping upside down. Put all his penis in your mouth and swallow the balls. It's not enough for him to say, I want to marry you. Lick his asshole. Lick everywhere on him. Think he's going to be with you? No, it's not enough to do that. Get pregnant for him. Swallow something and get pregnant. All right? You get pregnant, it's not enough for him to commit to you. It's not enough. You're just fooling yourself. You will become a single mother that is going to be lacking. You don't have a career, you don't have a job, you don't have anything. You are thinking in your head that you want to use pregnancy to tie a working man down. No, they're not going to marry you. They're going to look forward and walk away from you. You will be the one to drop out of school. You'll be the one to manage the baby. You'll be the one to do all that. And if you're so lucky and you are in Nigeria, you will be the one to suffer it. If you don't get brain, you don't get the brain, no brain for your head. Nothing in your head. Nothing. Nothing in your head. You can't use pregnancy to tie nobody down. You can't be sexy and be showing breast. I think your breast is going to make me say, oh, will you marry me? What stupid breast? You're showing bum bum. Your bum bum is round like and big like Bombay. And then you think he's going to make me say, oh, this is a ring, marry me, please. What do you mean? It doesn't matter. Spray perfume on your vagina and let it be smelling like ice cream. Do you think it's enough for me to say, oh, I want to marry you? You're stupid. What I'm looking for, I'm looking at what you do. I'm looking at your mindset. I'm looking like, are you a money maker? I'm looking at what you do. That's what I want. That's what I want to connect to. I can get sex anywhere. There's sex everywhere, flying all around the place. Do you know how many women on social media want to say, hey, Dr. Shola, how are you? I like you. I can pick any one of them and go bang her. Do you think I have to marry them? They are not even expecting me to marry them in the first place. They just want to use me and they collect my money. And me, I know that that's what they want to do. I will just front with 100,000. Those 100,000 I front, I don't deal with everything finished. Me too, I go 419 them. You 419 me, I 419 you. That's what they do. You think it's enough for me to say, who? I'm saying a 25-year-old girl, fine as hell, saying, Dr. Shola, you look so handsome. You look like ice cream and chocolate. I was like, at the back of my mind, I know myself. I have looked at myself in the mirror. I am not looking like ice cream. I am not looking like chocolate. I know all these things is just whining me. And then my whole head go dey swell too. And at the end of the day, my head is swelling like this, like origi. You think that 25-year-old girl could whine me? IBK, how are you? Cannot whine me. I know myself. I refuse to be whined. Kó ya wọ́n sí mi kò ní. Ó kàn tọrọ ẹ̀jẹ̀ ó kàn máa díjò ní. Ó máa la ó máa ya. Kí ló kàn mí pẹ̀lú àwọn òṣì tó ń la? Ó sì tó kàn mí bẹ́ẹ̀ mo rí ra mi mìíràn mo mọ bí mo ṣe rí mo mọ bí tí mo kù sí mo mọ bí tí mo dá sí. You don't have to tell me I look like chocolate. Thank you. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? But when I see a hard-working woman that is making money, doing well and all, I want to connect to that one. That's the one I want to connect to. I don't want allowing, I don't want liability, I don't want a parasite. All right? Regardless of, and that's what I don't understand about some of our men today. All they look at is a big breast and big bum, and then boom, they're already married. Bishop, bam, they're getting married. Just for the sake of big breast and big bum. That you're going to get tired of later down the road. You get tired of it because your passion is going to change, your want is going to change, your need is going to change, everything about it is going to change, and what used to make you happy is not going to make you happy anymore. What used to make you happy will not make you happy anymore. At the same time, look at that. Look at that. Thank you for the gift, guys. Thank you for the gift, guys. So your passion is going to change. So when you want to do something, you do something that is real. Something that don't get pushed by your penis. Don't let your vagina talk to you. All right? Don't let your penis talk to you. You talk to them and say, shut up and stay there. I'm thinking with my head. My medulla oblongata is still at work. I understand what I want. Don't talk to me right now. And that's how you deal with it. And then you shut them off. Say, hey, shut up right there, you stupid banana. Shut up right there, you stupid vagina. I don't want you talking to me right now. Okay? I'm talking to myself. And I want to encourage myself because, see, things are going to change. What used to make, Uncle Yomi, how are you doing? What used to make you happy won't make you happy today. What used to make you happy is not going to make you happy anymore. I used to love Amala. I love Amala like crazy. Well, I love Amala like life. Amala is life to me. And I've not eaten Amala right now for the past 3 or 4 weeks now. Because I'm changing. I'm different now. I was down. I'm not sure probably you guys noticed I was down. I was so down, I stopped coming on live show. I was so down, I stopped doing what I loved to do before. What I loved to do before, I love to come. Uncle Yomi will tell you, I love to come in my car and yell for 3 hours and do 4 shows every day. A time came in my life, everything just changed. Nothing just make any sense to me anymore. And I just look all around, I'm like, what am I living? What am I living for? I'm kind of like really, really tired of life. I just don't understand. I'm telling you. But you see something right now? I found a different passion right now. I found a different passion entirely. And I'm doing it. And I'm happy. And my energy is coming back out. Okay? And that's my energy. And I told my wife, I said, you better catch up. You better catch up, baby. Catch up. Baby, you better catch up, baby. Catch up. This young man right here is on the move. You better catch up and catch up and catch up. Don't put ketchup on me. It's just I'm telling you to catch up. I'm not talking I want ketchup on me. Just ketchup and ketchup and ketchup. I am on fire right now. I'm heading towards a different direction that I love so much. That's the passion that I have right now. My passion is different. My want is different. My vision is changing. And I want something more better than I used to have before. And my wife must catch up. She must catch up. You're not catching up. You're going to miss out. I don't want you to miss out. I want you to stay focused. At this age of mine, the energy is back. If you don't trust me, just watch it. Just watch it. All right? I'm not eating amala again like I used to eat amala. I was dying for amala. They need catch up to catch up. I was dying for amala. I want to eat it. I was in Nigeria, I only ate amala 2 times. Just imagine that. I ate amala 2 times in Amala state. Is that not funny? It's because I'm different, I'm changing. What used to make me happy is no longer making me happy. I'm telling you. What used to make me happy is no longer making me happy. And I've grown to one level that I've been able to control myself a little bit. That I tell people when I see them, I go to your page on social media when you're chatting with me, and I know exactly when they are doing all this yama yama. I look at it, I see all these big breasts and exposed labs and stuff. I quickly tell myself, Inkoto myself Leonida. Inkoto myself Leonida. I always quickly tell myself, Onto myself Leonida. Bojue. Da 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 da. Bojue. Didi da didi da didi da didi da. Bojue. Da 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 da. Bojue. So you see, you gotta talk to yourself. You can't be falling into the same thing over and over again and again. You're digging your own grave. You're digging your grave. And you see, on this TikTok is so tempting. I must tell you, TikTok is so tempting. That There are some people, they play this game. I don't know what they call that game. I'm not so good with all this social media thing. I'm too old. You see, somebody will be on this side, another person will be on this side, and then you start gifting them, and then the mark will be on top. And then when I say somebody has won and this person is a loser and stuff, they play that kind of game. So, and most of the time, you don't know it's a game. Let me giants match. Yeah. Giants. If you don't know, let me giants. Most of the time it's a game. And they always look for one fine girl to be on one side and one ugly one on the other one. One will be one ugly muchacha on the other one, and then one fine one will be here with big breast and exposing the breast and all kinds of stuff. And you know we stupid men, the stupid ones, you will go there, and then you start gifting the one that is fine. And then when you give that one 2-3 times, you will just suddenly find out that the ugly one just got like 1,000 from nowhere. Pia! Then your own girl will start losing. You say, then you quickly go and buy more credit, and then you send another 500, pia, send 500, pia, and then she'll start winning. And from nowhere, you see the ugly one will just go to 3,000, pia. And that other one, the fine girl will be doing like this, oh, thank you, Dr. Shola. And your head will be doing like this. You don't know the two of them are playing games on you. Or they're playing games on your life. They're just trying to collect your money. So when that one will now see that the fine one is winning, another 3,000 will just come, pia. until when your account is empty, that's when you quickly just systematically just come out for the place and go. And you run away. It's not that they have succeeded in collecting your money, because they are the ones that own the money anyway in the first place. They are only trading with the money. They are trading with the money, and you don't know, and you're so stupid. So what I'm saying is that marriage is not compulsory, it's not important. You don't have to be married to be happy. You don't have to be married to make it and be successful. You don't have to be married to have children. You don't have to be married. Okay? So there are some people that are designed for marriage, and they have actually upgraded themselves to understand what marriage stands for. What it stands for. Okay? Now, those ones are created to be married. They understand conflict resolution. They understand how to display love. They understand how to manage a woman, how to manage a man. They understand how to balance equations. They understand how to provide. All right? So those ones are going to be good in marriage. But some people, they are not good as husbands. They are only good as friends. You can keep them as friends for 20 years. They will never disappoint you. Never disappoint you. They're so good as friends, and you can't marry them. Don't marry them. Once you marry them, then there will be a big problem. You don't marry those people. Those people are not meant to be married. They're meant to be friends. And in that kind of a situation, that's when we always say, why don't you guys do companionship? Companionship, you stay in your house, I stay in my house. So it's still a form of friendship and a form of relationship that actually has been, upgraded into marriage spiritually, because you guys were engaged in sexual relationship, and that's how you guys function. No pressure on both sides. Nobody's putting any pressure on anybody. No pressure on your side. There's nothing like where you're coming from, who you're talking to, or I want to do masters, I just want to run it by you. No, you can do whatever you like. You can pick your kids and go on vacation anytime you like it and stuff like that. But one thing that I always tell them is that, please, you have to be faithful to each other. You must be faithful. You can't be on Facebook. There's difference between open relationship and the companionship one that I talk about. The companionship one is a form of marriage, and the two of them, they're still faithful to each other. They're still faithful. But the open relationship is you are open, you can sleep with anybody you like. No, you cannot sleep with anybody you like. There must still be loyalty, faithfulness in everything that you do. You can't just sleep with anybody. Sorry. You can't. You can't do it. You can't. And with that, it will actually create that respect, both sides, both ways. The man will respect the man. The woman will respect the man. Or also. And you as a woman, you'll be able to build your prosperity. Nobody will stand in your way. Nobody will actually be jealous of where you're going because that person is not paying your bills. Okay? And the man also could actually build themselves, upgrade, and do whatever it is that is good for them. You need to actually talk to yourself. Sex is not all. Sex is not all. You can enjoy sex, and it's possible for you to use sex to destroy yourself. You can use sex to destroy yourself if you are not careful. All right? Always look at it and say, what am I gaining? Because you have to be selfish. You don't go into any relationship. You don't go into any relationship without thinking of what to gain. Yeah. They say, it seems like marriage is transactional now. Yeah, that's the way it should be. I'm not going to go into any relationship with you if I'm not going to profit from it. Why am I attending a church? I'm attending a church because the pastor has got something that I want. And I want to learn from him. And in another 5 years, I must become something. I just don't want to go to church and just sit down there and just be clapping. And in 20 years' time, I'm still sitting down there. I'm still clapping. No, that's not what I want. And I'm not going to go to the church because it's next to my house. Because it's next to my house doesn't mean that the pastor can actually make me to become whatever it is I want to be. The pastor may be a prophet and be seeing revelation. The pastor may be a prayer warrior and be praying and killing enemy. The pastor may be a prosperity preacher that will be collecting money from me. But I want a man that will be able to impact me and train me and make me a better person, business life, marital life, spiritually and everything. I need a balanced church. So I can drive 1 hour to that church because that's where I'm going to get fed. You have to know. You have to be selfish about things. I can't go into a business transaction with somebody without knowing how much am I getting. Oh, Dr. Shola, come and invest 20,000. Okay, yeah, but how much am I getting? So before I sign that contract, I must know how much I'm getting. I must be inputted in the contract that this is how much I'll get from it. Then I'll sign. Then I'll sign and say, yes, I'm going into this. All right? I can't marry somebody without me knowing what I'm going to get from it. I don't want to marry someone that will become a liability to me. I want to marry a woman that could compliment me and help me, support me, be an advisor, and be able to help me to get to where I'm going. So I'm picking Funke over Tokumbo. I must be able to now tell you the reason why I'm picking Funke over Tokumbo. And it's not because Funke get big yansh. It's not because Tokumbo get flat chest. It's not that. It's not because Funke knows how to speak English and then Tokumbo doesn't know how to speak English. That's actually not enough for me. All right? It is not enough excuse. I must have something within Funke or whatever it is that I'm picking to be able to know that, okay, this one will connect to my destiny because this is the direction I'm going. This one will be very useful along that path. She will be able to complement me on the journey. But a lot of men just pick people for no reason. They don't even have a reason why they're marrying somebody. They marry the person because the person is fine. They marry the person because he's a member of our church. They marry the person because my pastor said that this is the will of God. They marry the person for stupid reasons. You have to sit down. I've told you guys before on this show many times. I used to have 7 girlfriends when I was dating Pastor Lola. 7. I was testing the water. I wasn't a bad guy, but I was testing the water. It's like, which one is good? And like I said, I love the one with the long nails that were painted red lipsticks. Their wig will be Anita Baker wig and stuff, and they don't wear earring. I don't know, probably you've seen some big. They don't wear earring, all right? No necklace. But they have lipsticks and powder and their makeup and their long nails and stuff, and they have their dress fitted and stuff. They look so super sexy. You don't know. Oh, heaven. You guys don't know. You guys don't know anything. You don't know Jack. You want to be low, our boys. Ask the boys, they will tell you. Ask the boys, they will tell you. I'm releasing secret to you guys. Big time secret. No necklace, no earrings, just makeup, long nails, lipsticks. Oh my God. May the Lord deliver us in the name of Jesus. May our sins be forgiven right now. May our plan of sin be forgiven. For those that are thinking of committing sin, may you be forgiven in the name of Jesus. All right. So you don't know Jack. you don't know Jack. For real. So Balogun focus. We'll go one late. Balogun focus. Understand the continue is oh just if you put continue is upgraded deeper life. Why do we have wicked people in this life? We just have some wicked people in this. We have some wicked people in this life that we cannot understand. Which one is upgraded deeper life member? You know what I'm saying? So you see, and then during the time I had to pick the one that I think, all right. But it seems Pastor Lola actually meets that mark, that gentle, easygoing, very mature in her head. She's not a person who loves drama. She is always willing to forgive. She's a team player. She wants to put her money down and say, let's do it. Let's do it. So I look at that one over the sex. I look at that one over the sex, over jumping around and spinning around and all that. I look at that, over all of these pancake and red nails and red lipsticks and all that. I looked at that one more. This one. This is the one. We sit, we talk. She's very respectful. And she's beautiful. And I look at the ones that always ginger my swagger. I was like, these ones, they ginger me. What exactly am I doing with them? They have never given me money. They always collect money. All they do is, Shola, Shekiwa, your Boris here, that's all they want. And that was actually doing it for me because, it's the loss of flesh and pride of life and loss of eyes. I want to feel your Boris me in moment like. I won't be now, So at the end of the day, you see, I gotta go. There's no time. I think I have a session right now. They've been calling me. I've been turning the phone off. So you need to understand that. Don't put pressure on yourself. Stop crying over it, man. And if you are unhappy or probably you're alone and lonely, try as much as possible to do something about it. You need to discover something. You need to discover something about yourself. You have to discover something about you. And please have friends. Please. I need you to have friends. Have friends that will be able to help you to discover. The journey to discover yourself is a very long journey. You're going to need friends. You will need friends. Drink a little wine to ginger your swagger. All right? Drink a little wine to ginger your swagger. It's not a sin to drink a little wine. Don't get drunk, but drink a little wine to ginger you, bring you out. And if you're in marriage right now and you're still lonely in marriage, it might not be the fault of your husband. It might be because there is a trauma that has been in your life forever that must be attended to. Don't be angry and say your husband is not making you happy. Try and fix yourself. Nobody can fix you, but you fix yourself. White or red wine. Any wine. Any wine. And as a husband too, help your wife. Listen to her. Ask what you could do to make things better. She needs to see a therapist, let her go. Support her by going with her. For real. You're in a relationship, you're not happy. Maybe your happiness is actually from infidelity that you've seen, the part of your husband. Sit and talk about it. Sit and talk about it. Sit and talk about it. You guys don't understand. I'll come and tell you the effect of wine, of a little wine in your system. I'll tell you. Let me give you a little bit of it. Do you know some of you guys are very shy? Very, very shy. When you get in bed with your husband, one woman said, I still feel so nasty when I'm having sex with my husband and we've been married for 11 years. What kind of nonsense is that? What kind of rubbish is that? Is that a sin? That you are with your husband and you are doing it? Some people always feel shy when they're in bed with their husbands. And you have some things in you that you want to do. There are certain things that you've been dreaming to do to that man. You'll be like, yeah, timba ba ọkọ mi, mo ma ṣe chuku, mo ma ṣe nyama nyama. But when you get to bed, you will just surrender. You'll be thinking in your head, timba is shaking this. They say, oh, I can't do this thing. Timba is shaking this. Oh, I can't do this thing. Timba is shaking it. Oh, I can't do it. All right. If you're that kind of a person, that you already have something in your head that you want to do to your husband, and you're a little careful, you don't want to destroy your Christian life, like my husband will think I'm a devil, or my husband will think somebody is teaching me outside. Whereas your husband is expecting you to become omochukuchuku. Your husband is actually wanting to bring the nasty part of you out. Your husband wants to bring that nasty part of you out, that naughty self of yours. Want to bring it out. Well, he's only thinking like, maybe you need that. Maybe she will not agree. She'll be saying, Jesus, 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 and stuff. But you just drink one glass of wine and come back and tell me what happened. Sorry. I said it. You just drink one glass of wine and then come back and tell me the story. You just try it. Leave Jesus out of your bedroom. Thank you, Jare. And then you come back and tell me. Come back and tell me what happened. Yeah. You will have a story to tell. And it's going to be a good story by the time you come back to tell me. Yeah. It is, your husband will not be saying, who's your daddy? You'll be the one to say, who's your mama? Who's your mama? Who's your mama? Dimeji, who's your mama? Say mama. Say mama. You now know. You come back and tell me, is it all this, who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Beating. You don't know what is inside of you until when you take a glass of wine, it's going to come out. A glass of wine, I'm not talking to you that you are already a shayo before. Oluseun, you be shayo before. I'm not talking to you that what to jẹ́ gogoro lo mamu. What to mamu pelebe ni wọ́n mamu ti a glass of wine no go work. A glass of wine no go work with you. That ologogoro ni wọ́n pelebe ni wọ́n mamu lo ti. See man shinap. Rara sakin lo sa. Could a woman have more than one husband? No, it's not decent. You are learning. Okay. At least take it once a week. I'm not saying take it once in a week. I'm not saying be taking it as medicine. Oh. This person will say take it once in a week. I'm telling you, prior to that sexual relationship, you take a glass of wine. Prior to that, your husband is already there. You guys are by the fireplace or probably after dinner, and you guys are just playing. And then you just pour a glass of wine for him, a glass of wine for yourself. And then as you guys talk, you sip on the wine and stuff. You're not going to know when you guys will actually land in the bathroom. And then you will just realize the shower is running. And you guys are both washing the part that you guys are going to put your mouth. And you finish washing it. And there's no need to towel yourself. You carry that wet body all the way to the bedroom. And then you clap. And then the light will go down. And once the light goes down, and then you clap, and then the music will turn on. And then you hear, turn off the light. light a candle. And then when you start hearing that one, and then you go, and you go like, now that you are here with me. And then you go from there and just keep moving. You know exactly what I mean right there. Yeah, then the wine will kick in. That wine will now kick in. Will kick in. And make sure your bed is not the squishy one that we're doing. Make sure your bed is standing well. And then you'll realize that what you couldn't do before you start doing. The kissing is going to be different. You always take your mouth away from the kissing. Your mouth is just stay glued right there. All right? And then you kiss, and you go all the way down. You go straight to the microphone. Microphone, check. You've never done it before. You'll just be wondering in your head, man, why am I doing this thing? I've never done it before. But it tastes like ice cream. You'll be like, what does it taste like ice cream here? I just like it. It tastes like vanilla ice cream or like chocolate and stuff. And then you just like it and you're doing it. And then you'll be kissing the head. And that's how you start. And then even after the whole thing is done, you'll be liking yourself like, whoa, I think I like this, man. I like this. I like what I did. All right? Papa, don't put me in mood. Don't be in mood though, you're at work. Oh. Can you take the wine alone? What are you going to do with the effect if you take it alone? What are you going to do with the effect? Mr. Focus, let the focus. You have to focus. Don't get in the mood. Don't get in the mood. Some will not appreciate the woman. Maybe you are dealing with bush people. Why are you going to marry a bushman? Why are you marrying a bushman that won't appreciate it? Your husband must be bush, or your boyfriend must be a bush person. I'm husbandless. If you're husbandless, then don't drink the wine. You can drink the wine for your own enjoyment. Where are you located? I'm located in the U.S. I'm in the U.S., Jane. And if you go and marry those brothers, deeper life, Jesus. If those are the brothers you marry, you are in trouble. Me too. State of Maryland. Oh, me too. I'm in state of Texas. I was always saying, you can't do that one to that brother. That brother will be doing deliverance for you the next day. For real. And if you guys are attending those churches where they always sing this kind of song. They say, Ìjọba ọ̀run kù dẹ̀dẹ̀, aráyé ẹ yí padà, onídàájọ́ ayé ń bọ̀, tí yóò béèrè lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀, báwo ló ṣe lò ó ìgbésí ayé rẹ̀. You can't do it, oh. You feel guilty, oh. You're going to feel guilty. When you see pastor on Sunday, you'll be the one to confess what you did. You really want to confess what you did last night because oh Lordy. You really want to confess what you did last night. So if that's the church you're going, you better don't try it. If that's the church you're going, if that church, your church is, they sing that kind of song. Oh my goodness, Jesus help my life. All right, let me go. The time is gone. I got 7 minutes to my session. I'll see you guys later. I'll see you guys later by the grace of God. You will tell your sin by yourself, or no, you confess. So I'll see you guys later by the grace of God. If you have not followed me yet, please go ahead and follow me. You're new on this network, follow me. If you need me to counsel you, you have marital problems, you are single, you want to get connected, message me also. I will send you my direct number so you can be able to message me directly on WhatsApp. You follow me on YouTube, follow me on Facebook, and then follow me on IG. A lot of things are going on my IG. You see stories upon stories that you need to hear and read through that will benefit your life, for real. And if you're listening to me in Nigeria, you want me to counsel you, please, I want to remind you, I charge. At the 2 go, how are you? I charge. Okay, I charge money. It's not free. All right, don't write me and say I want to tell you story. I don't listen to stories. I don't listen to stories, please. I don't. So don't call me and say, don't, please. All right. So follow me everywhere, and I'll definitely take care of you. I love you guys big time. I love you guys big time. Have a beautiful day. Mwah.